All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started 30 seconds early so I can introduce our awesome speaker tonight. So, you guys, welcome to Dynasty United's Thursday night call. We're here every single week at 9 p.m. For 30 minutes of just a power half hour of training from some of the top coaches, both in our team and outside of our team. So I hope you make this a habit. I hope this becomes something that encourages you every week, something that you look forward to, hopping on the chat box with our fun coach friends from our family and learning something really valuable that you can apply to your business. One of the most important things that I learned as a new coach when we're on this whole train of personal development and growth and all that stuff, it's really not about what you hear. And it's not about what you know as a coach. It's about what you implement. So when you show up to these team calls, you might be past Emerald or you might be past new coach sign up. But you can always find some sort of piece of knowledge or maybe a way that somebody words something that can really help you. So I want to make sure that you guys are utilizing, I encourage you to utilize this half hour to build your business as a business building activity. So to me, I'm the leader of this team, and I have a notebook and a pen right in front of me every single time somebody's talking, because new perspective can sometimes turn on a light bulb for you in your business. So I want to encourage you to take these 30 minutes. You don't have to be like super serious, but take them as a true opportunity to grow your business. So, remember, it's not about what you know, and it's not even about what you hear. It's about what you implement. So a few just like housekeeping things really quickly. You guys, I hope you haven't been living in a closet or under a rock. If you're a brand new coach, you might not know about this, but this weekend is Super Saturday. Might be Super Sunday in your area. Super Saturday is a local, what is the best way to put it? It's like a regional thing. There's just local events all over the country where your local market council hosts a Super Saturday. This is a corporate training, basically. There's a lot of stuff that's streamed in. There's a lot of times a live workout. It's an opportunity to network with some fellow coaches, learn from leaders around your area. If there isn't one in your area, you might be sort of challenged to host one next time, but make sure you go to the coach family, the Dynasty United Coach Family Group, and click on the cover photo, because I've pretty much laid it all out where you can find your event. The FAQ that tells you all about it, and you really need to register. This is like a baby, tiny baby infant summit. But really, Super Saturdays can often be a turning point in people's businesses. So I encourage you to go. I encourage you to go and network. Sometimes you might make a connection or a new friendship with somebody that changes your business forever. So don't put that on the back burner. If you've got a prior commitment, then fine, but know that they happen quarterly. And so you can get the dates ahead of time so you can mark that on your calendar and make it a priority. We always kind of joke that the fourth vital behavior is attending events. And that is so true. So the fourth non-existent vital behavior is to attend Super Saturday. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, just after this call, go to the coach family, click on the cover photo, and you can read a little bit about it. Speaking of coach stuff, you guys make sure that you're checking the coach breaking news. I know there's so many new coaches in here, and you might not have kind of a grip on your routine yet as a coach, but when you log into the Coach on an Office and you're on your main page, there's a little right column that has the coach breaking news. It tells you things like, there's going to be system maintenance tonight from 9 p.m. To 10 p.m. Pacific time. And so little announcements like that can really save yourself frustration so that you're not sending people links for challenge packs during system maintenance. So don't forget about that coach breaking news. Talks all about recordings, upcoming programs, summit recognition, all that kind of stuff is in the coach breaking news. But the most important thing I wanted to encourage you guys with was Super Saturday. So I'm going to segue over to our guest speaker now tonight. I think that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to say congratulations just generally to the whole coach family, because there's just so much happening. There's just so much momentum being built, so many new emeralds, so many new coaches, so many new emeralds, new diamonds today, people locking in Success Club, which means that they're helping a lot of people. So there's just so much happening. And so I wanted to say from me to you, congratulations. People who are rank advancing and the leaders that are a part of that rank advancement. You guys are doing seriously a phenomenal job. Many coaches, hundreds of coaches are being added to the coach family every single week, and it's because of you guys. So super proud. So I want to segue over to our awesome call tonight. I'm so excited for this call. Laura is a star diamond coach who has prepared an awesome call. I promise. I've already peeked at everything, and it's going to be so good. So she's going to talk about basically the importance of consistency despite life, So, Laura, she sent me a few things about it. We were kind of talking and sort of reviewing her coach history. Laura went Emerald in 7 days. She was 3 months pregnant and also had a 13-month-old when she signed up as a coach. So she understands where some of you are. So 3 months pregnant plus a 13-month-old when she signed up. She advanced her business. Her team advanced to Diamond in just over 90 days. She lost 30 pounds with T25. If you haven't seen her transformation photos, you're in for a treat. She was featured on the T25 Facebook page because of her proof the products work. She took 2 of her babies to Las Vegas last year with her husband. And I think her in-laws, or I can't remember if it was her mom or Justin's mom, but to Summit last year. She didn't say, no, I can't go, whatever. She made it happen, and she took the kids to Summit, and she attended. She's a Success Club 10 All-Star, which means she's had at least 12 consecutive months in Success Club 10. We just got back from Cancun. It was really cool for my husband and I to hang out with them, with Laura and Justin. And, Laura got to have a really intimate lunch with Carl Deichler, the CEO of this company, because she was one of the top Success Club earners in the entire company in March. So she got to sit down and chow down with Carl. She's already up to 118 Success Club points so far in this year. So, you guys, she is coming from a place of experience, both ups and downs. She's experienced trials. Her coach journey hasn't been, peachy perfect in rainbows. She's had to develop as a leader. She's growing a incredible team. She's the founder of, obviously right here you see her logo, she's the founder of the Fit Buzz Squad. So you guys, I'm going to stop talking so she can take over, but again, I've got my pen and paper ready. Laura's going to take it from here, and she's going to hopefully have a few minutes for questions at the end, but I know we're in for a treat, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on over to you, Laura.
Hey there, can you guys hear me? Okay, let me see here. Can you guys, maybe I need to hold the phone. Can you guys hear me better now? Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for the awesome introduction, Brittany. I'm so excited to be on this call. I was so honored when you asked me to speak tonight. I sound like I'm in a tunnel. Okay, I guess I can hold the phone up to my mouth. Is that better? Okay, great. So this call, and I'm going to try to keep it to 30 minutes, but this is just a little call about tips for staying consistent. I actually have 5 main ideas on how to stay consistent despite the bumps in the road in your business, because that is one thing that I can pretty much guarantee is your business is not going to be formed in a straight line. And the success that you're going to have as a coach is going to have ups and downs. Some months it's going to be very easy to get to your goal. Other months it's going to be much harder. But for me, in my business, it was when I really decided to just take the wheel and drive my business forward. I'm wondering if I should try a different way of doing this, if it sounds muffled. Can you guys hear me now? If I put it on speakerphone, does it sound better? Does that sound better? Okay, good. Okay, I had to put it on speakerphone. Okay, great. So anyways, your journey as coaches is going to be unpredictable, demanding, and imperfect. In fact, your life, that's the way life is. So, so just a little bit about me. I'm going to just talk a little bit about my history, and I have rap sheet to redeemed on here because that is literally what my early part of my life was like. I could go on and on with all the things that happened to me and the things that I did and all the problems and things that I got into. But the bottom line is it was all brought upon myself. There's a book that I read when I first became a coach. It's called The Compound Effect. And if you haven't read that book yet, you should definitely go and get that book and read it right away. But the gist of the book is that the little things that we do on a daily basis are going to either eventually, slowly but surely, either make us or break us. There are small, tiny things that are easy to do every day, and they're easy not to do every day, and you're not going to notice the effects of those things on your life right away. But after time, you're going to start noticing things, and years down the road, you're going to look back and realize what you've done to your life. So you see these pictures of me here. This is me in my goth days this was when I was in junior high. I was already smoking pot and cigarettes. My life was the evidence of the compound effect working in reverse. I was doing things like smoking and going out and doing partying and all kinds of things that were just taking away from my potential. I was still getting good grades, don't get me wrong. In college, I still graduated magna cum laude, but I was slowly but surely ruining myself. I was caught with pot in school. I got kicked out of school. I got kicked off the basketball team. I quit cheerleading. I started singing lessons. I quit those. I started piano lessons. I quit that. I even started the French horn, and I quit that too. So as you can see, as far as consistency goes in my life, I was consistently just messing up, and basically just I had an addictive personality. I have an addictive personality, and I was letting that fuel my life. And you know, it got bad. I mean, I went from goth to hippie to raver to bar crawler, as you can see in that picture right there. Then I started messing around with coke. Then got into crystal meth, and ended up in jail. Ended up in the gutter, homeless. And that's a picture of me right there in front of that trailer. I was really messed up on drugs. I ended up in jail, in and out 3 different times. And it got to the point where they were going to leave me in there. My parents were going to leave me in there. I was messed up. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, I was to the bottom, rock bottom that you could possibly get in your life. If I wouldn't have gone into jail and finally my brother was a pastor, he came in and he asked the judge to please let me go to this 60-day Christian discipleship program. It was out in the middle of the desert. You literally lived in a trailer with like 24 other ladies. I'm sure it probably wasn't legal, but it was just roughing it. And I left there and came back 3 times. And believe me, when I left, I found exactly what I was looking for. Whoops. And that was drugs. And the 3rd time I came back and I stayed there, and that is when I met the Holy Spirit. It was very supernatural for me because I was very messed up in the head on drugs. And honestly, right there was that point in my life where the compound effect reversed. I started reading the Bible. That was the first personal development book that I read. I started growing myself. I started holding my tongue and thinking about other people instead of myself. And I prayed to God that I would find a man that would be perfect for me, and I actually did. And that's a picture of us right there at our wedding. And everything was awesome. Everything was perfect. And we got married, and we had our first baby, and that was awesome and everything. But as you know, when you have children, after you have them, everything changes. Your personality changes. Your gem is going to change. I was more of an emerald personality, and it definitely changed that about me. And so I had him, and everything changed. I was worried about germs. I didn't want to go anywhere. When I was pregnant with my first son, I was teaching 7 group fitness classes a week, training people in gyms. After I had him, I didn't want to go anywhere or do anything. I just wanted to stay home. I stopped working out for, it was like 10 months. I had not worked out at all. And that's actually me in the first picture. And I know that I don't look like your picture of a before picture. A lot of people look at that picture and they're like, oh, you were fit then, but I really wasn't. I had let myself go from being at the tip-top shape to now I was self-conscious. I was paranoid about my kids getting sick. It was almost like the compound effect. I had been building and getting better and better and better, and then for some reason, when I had a baby, everything just started going backwards again. After I quit the drugs and found Christ, my anxiety went away. I was on anxiety meds, and I was off of them again. And it was at this point where I had a 10-month-old, I was starting to feel anxiety again. I was starting to feel stressed. I was isolated. I was getting back pain, shoulder pain. Our marriage was suffering. I was not a happy person. I was not happy for my family. Something needed to change. So Jess Slaughter is my sponsor coach, and she started telling me about the coaching opportunity. And I found out I was pregnant with my second son, and I wasn't in shape this time. And I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not in shape, and I'm starting this pregnancy. What's going to happen after 9 months? So I was like, I need to do something. Plus, I really wanted to get Justin working out too. So we signed up as coaches, and the rest is history. And you can see the picture, my after picture. I am just so much happier now. My aches and pains are gone. My marriage is better, more confident. I don't have the anxiety and depression that I used to. And after having 2 babies, I am now in better shape than I was even when I was a personal trainer. So that sounds like, all like flowers and sunshine, but it was not a straight line towards success. This picture here is our expectation of success, is this guy, and we just go straight up towards success. But my story of coaching was not like that. And when I first started coaching, I didn't know what I was doing, but I quickly started to get a bad attitude. So attitude is everything when it comes to coaching. I found that when my attitude changed, everything changed. So I don't know if you can see this little picture at the top right corner of this, but this was the little, this is a screenshot of the email that Beachbody sent me for last year. When you earn Success Club points all year long, you're earning money towards your the Success Club trip. So I was earning money all year in the year 2013 for the Success Club trip in 2014. And I was, or did I say that right? Maybe I have the years wrong on that. Anyways, so if you look at it, what the point of the reason why I put this on here is it shows total Success Club points earned. For January, I had 5. Now, before this, I had been getting Success Club every month. When I first started out as a coach, I was getting Success Club 10, Success Club 5, and then it started getting a little bit harder to get Success Club points. I literally felt like I was running out of people to invite. I felt like I was running out of people to talk to. And since I couldn't go anywhere because I had the babies at home, I felt like I was at a disadvantage to other coaches. So anyways, in January, I got 5. I literally scraped by to get 5. I don't even know how I got 5 that month, but I remember it was like the last day of the month I was getting those last Success Club points. And then in February, I missed it. And you can see I got 2 Success Club points that month. And I was just, my ego was bruised. I felt like, and it's funny because this was the first, this month, that February was the first team call I ever did for Dynasty United before it was Dynasty United. And I felt like I was unworthy to even speak on the team call because I didn't get Success Club that month. Like I was just so discouraged. I was so discouraged. I was on a leadership call with the other diamonds, and I just felt like everyone else had gotten Success Club, and I was the only one that didn't. And I started comparing myself to other coaches. I was comparing myself saying that, oh, she can work her business more because she doesn't have kids, or, oh, she can work her business more because of this reason, or what other reason, or, oh, she must just be Superwoman because she can do this. But what you need to remember is that whatever situation that you're in, whatever situation you've gone through, whatever your past story is, there are other people that have had those same exact experiences. And like, for example, me and my rocky past, I used to hide that. I used to be afraid of what people would think, but in reality, there's so many people that have those same kind of problems, and they might be lost in their problems, feeling alone. And as a coach, it's our job to use our struggles for our story so that we can help other people, and we can get through our own comparison and self-doubt and our own excuses by sharing that with others. So I was making excuses. I thought that I was just not going to make it as a coach because I had kids. And not only that, but when you don't have Success Club, you're like, in your mind, you say, I'm doing all this work and I am not seeing anything out of it. What's the point in sacrificing the time that I could spend with my husband watching Walking Dead on Sunday night, or watching whatever Desperate Housewives or whatever show? Why should I do that? I'm not getting anything out of it. Well, I keep bumping this. Let me tell you, if you look at this picture at the bottom, I was this guy who was digging for diamonds, okay? I was digging for diamonds, and I was literally, when I missed Success Club, I was that was the guy on the bottom, right about to strike through and get the gold mine of diamonds that was there, and I was about to turn around and go away. I was about to turn around and say, this is not for me. I'm not going to do this. I had schedule conflicts. I was trying to do my power hour and my workout during the kids' nap. It never worked. The kids always woke up, so I would be like, this isn't working for me. I just can't seem to find time to work my business. But bottom line, I was not being consistent. There were days that I didn't invite. There were days that I took a nap instead of working. There were days that I just was scrolling Facebook and not really getting any work done. I wanted to quit. I had a scarcity mentality. I would get 5 Success Club points and be like, oh, I better hold off. I don't want to use up my people that might be ready to order. I better save them for next month. So let me tell you, when I stopped doing that was when my business exploded. So these are just some of the things that I did, and I'm not going to go through all these in great detail because I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but I decided I was going to go all in. In fact, my husband was like, listen, you're going to do this, you need to do it, and you need to stop complaining. And I was reading the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell, and that book really changed my life too. So that's another really good one that I recommend. But I started showing up to those team calls no matter what. I started looking forward to those team calls as being time to grow myself rather than thinking, oh, I've got to take out 30 minutes from my relaxing time at the end of the night. And in fact, now my husband and I, we sit and we put our feet up, and that's kind of like a date night for us. We sit and watch the team call together. Because if you show that you're dedicated to this business, if you go all in on this business, if you start working your business to where you're getting success, your husband is going to be changes tune a lot with this business and with your coaching. So that's what happened there. I started actually doing my personal development. I started following my program by the book. Rather than just doing the workouts, I started actually doing the meal plan. I started sharing about that. I started running my own new coach training group. I shared about that. Did I know what I was doing? Absolutely not. I had no idea what I was doing, but I acted like I did. And if you act like you know what you're doing, guess what? You do. If you put the work in and behind the scenes on your groups, don't think of it as one huge group. Think of it as a day-to-day thing, the compound effect, adding up to one big group that's going to be awesome. So I started having weekly meetings with my team, and I stopped getting discouraged if only 1 or 2 people showed up, because 1 or 2 people can be such a huge impact on your business Never underestimate the value of even one person showing up to your team call. I connected to my why, and I'm not even going to get into that because I could go on and on about my why, but really just don't underestimate what you can do with this business. I made inviting a priority, even if it was the last thing I did before I went to bed. If I was in bed, I was like, 5 people I'm going to invite right now, and then close my eyes and go to sleep. I did it. And I started working from a list. Those are just some things that I did. So here's one of my tips for consistency is that you have to believe that you can. And there's a quote by Theodore Roosevelt, believe you can and you're halfway there. So how do you get the other halfway to your goal? You know, belief is really, really awesome, but the way to get to your goal is by hard work. It takes action. It takes consistency. And if you look at all these people on this picture, everyone looks amazing, beautiful, successful, but guess what? There is nothing different from any of these people from any of you. If you're on this graphic, look at the elite coaches, look at the top 10 coaches. There's nothing different from them to you except that they have a fire in their belly. Fire in their belly and a passion to help people, and have decided that every single day, no matter what happens, no matter whether you have a baby, no matter whether you have problems at home, no matter what happens, you are still going to you're going to decide what it is that's the bare minimum that you can do every day for your business. The second tip for consistency is to be proud to be a coach, okay? Because let me tell you, Beachbody is a very consistent company, and I learned a lot at our last Success Club trip in Cancun. It's kind of a big deal to be a part of Beachbody right now. I don't know if you guys realize that Beachbody is a very, very new company. We're only 8 years old, and when you look at 30,000 coaches, 30,000 coaches, that seems like so many, right? But you know what? That is really not. And Carl Deichler's vision of this company is 2 more zeros on that number. And we're only in the U.S. and Canada right now. With social media, there's absolutely no limit. Never, ever, ever say that you're running out of people to invite. If you are adding 3 to 5 people a day to your Facebook friends list, that's a lot of people every single month. So 250 million people in the world are considered obese. There is no scarcity mentality. Just block that out and just decide that you are going to help as many people as you possibly can every single month, because 250 million people need our help in the world. And Beachbody is so superior to other companies. We offer the whole package to them, not just products, but community and the family. And I don't know if you guys feel that, but I definitely do. And our motto is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy healthy, fulfilling life. So if Beachbody has helped you do that, go ahead and type yes in the comments. I'll just let the yeses go, because I know for me and Justin, for sure, Beachbody has definitely helped us to achieve our goals and live more healthy and fulfilling lives. So as a coach, you can make such a big difference on the world. And I know if you're a brand new coach, you're looking at me, or you're looking at Brittany, or you're looking at Lindsay Matway, and you're saying, wow, you know, that's great and everything, but I really don't think I can make that kind of an impact on the world. Well, stop thinking like that, because you can. You totally can, and that's our job. And to have that as our job is the most amazing thing. So when you're posting, when you're talking to people about coaching, don't be like, oh, yeah, coach, you know, be excited. I am a coach. This is what I do. I'm proud to be a coach, okay? So if you want people to see the consistency in you, you want to be consistent about your pride as a coach, because people don't buy what we're selling. They're not buying the products necessarily. They're not buying what we're doing. They're buying why we do it. They're buying into the dream and the passion that we have for this company. So my next tip is to go all in. Decide that you're going to go all in. Don't just put your toe in the water. You want to jump all the way in the water. You want to take the wheel and drive your business. So I just want to quickly compare the 3 vital behaviors, and I put an extra one in here, the 4 vital behaviors. If you're a brand new coach, there's only 3 like technical vital behaviors. I didn't want to confuse everybody, but think of your steering wheel. So your 3 vital behaviors are personal development, being proof the product works, and inviting. Think of your personal development like your steering wheel of your car. If you are driving your car and you are not using that steering wheel, if you take your hands off that steering wheel, your car is going to start to veer to the side of the road. So reading that personal development every day, being consistent with that personal development is going to help you to consistently be a better leader. It's going to help you to consistently be able to post good ideas. It's going to keep you on track so that when you miss Success Club or when you don't hit your goal, or let's say you miss a lead, you're going to be able to steer that car back onto the road, because personal development is going to put self-belief in you, and it's going to teach you things that are going to grow you. The body and paint of your car, think of that like being proof the products work, okay? So if you are drinking your Shakeology, doing your workouts, and eating healthy, I mean, that's part of your job. So as a coach, those things are going to show not just in how you look, but how you feel and how you act, because you are a walking advertisement for yourself. If you're driving down the road and if you see someone driving down the road and they have this beautiful, shiny car in mint condition, you're going to be like, wow, look at that car. I want a car like that. That's exactly what you want people to do when they see you doing your fitness, doing your Shakeology, and doing your healthy eating, okay? You want to share that with others through your posting. Everyone you talk to, everything you do, if you're in line at the grocery store and you strike up a conversation, I'm telling you, Justin makes fun of me. Everybody I talk to, I end up talking to about Beachbody. So have that shiny paint on your car. Show it off to people. Be proud of it. The next one is the gas pedal. Now, the gas pedal is so important because that's what drives your car. Okay, so the gas pedal is like you're inviting. If you rev up your engine and pedal to the metal for a month, and then you start to take your foot off the gas, your car is going to stop. It doesn't matter if you had your pedal to the metal last month, your car is going to stop. So it's all about a consistent keeping your foot on that gas. What I used to do was I would put my foot on the gas at the beginning of the month, and then as soon as I got my goal, I would kind of ease off the gas and be like, no, don't everybody order for me right now. Just wait till the beginning of the month because I need to make sure I get it, because I'm worried I might not get my goal next month. And then at the beginning of this year, I was like, you know what? Actually, I did this in December. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep my foot on the gas. I got Success Club 10. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep inviting people. I'm going to keep starting all those convos every single day and see what happens. And then, bam, for like 3 months in a row, at the beginning of the year, I had like almost 30 or over 30 Success Club points. And it was because I pushed that gas pedal down. Now, if you are getting Success Club 5 and you're like, I'd really like to get Success Club 10, well, put your foot on the gas a little further. If you're doing 3 invites every single day and you just cannot seem to get the Success Club, put your foot on the gas some more. Maybe up it to 5. Maybe up it to 10. Maybe go crazy and invite like 20 people in one day. I mean, it's really up to you how fast your business goes by how much pressure you're going to put on that gas pedal. And then the 4th vital behavior, and this goes with what Brittany was saying, is the horn, okay? Now, your horn is going to make a lot of noise. You want to make sure you're making a lot of noise about all this stuff. If you're eating healthy and you're never posting about your meals, no one's going to know. If you're doing your workouts and you're getting results and you're not posting about that, no one is going to know about it. I swear, I know there's jokes that say, oh, I didn't post about my workout today, so it didn't actually happen. Well, when you're a coach, that's true. Don't let a workout go by that you don't post a workout accountability picture. If I don't see your accountability picture, I'm assuming you didn't work out that day. Don't let a healthy meal go by. Today, I was like mad at myself because I didn't take a picture of the pork roast that I made tonight. So put your hand on that horn and let everybody know. If you drive past someone's house in the night, no one's going to know you passed. But if you lay your hand on that horn, everyone's going to know. And going to events, recognizing your coaches and your challengers' success, that's also ways of blaring that horn. So, but remember, these 4 elements, must be paired with consistently adding value. A lot of coaches come to me and they say they feel like people are only thinking that they're selling to them, and as soon as they say the price, people get scared away. Well, if you just trust the process and make sure that you're adding value to your news feed every single day, make sure you're helping people all the time. When you message people private message, it's not going to seem like selling. If you're constantly helping them, they're going to remember the post you did last week of the awesome recipe they tried and loved. Or they're going to remember when you shared about a struggle you had, that they had the same thing. Or they're going to remember that you offered to give them your meal plan, or you posted your meal plan and they used your meal plan or something like that. So that's so important. Adding value is the key to everything. Another tip, and I'm going to try to go through this slide quick, be positive, patient, and persistent. These are ways to be consistent. I was going to put the headlights of the car on this, but I honestly didn't think that the headlights were bright enough. You want to shine your light like you're a lighthouse, like you're this huge blaring light just shining out for everyone to see. Because you want to remember that sometimes, especially as a new coach, you might have a warm market. A lot of times you're going to hear us talking about your warm market, your cold market. Your warm market are your friends, people you know, people you're already friends with, people you already have a relationship with. Your cold market are going to be people you just met on social media and don't know very well, distant acquaintances, and maybe even strangers, okay? Now, I'm going to compare this to when I first was saved, okay? When I first was saved, when I first gave my life over to Christ, I was like, I am a new person. I am redeemed. I am changed. I am never going back that way again. Guess what? Nobody believed me. And I was like, what am I going to do? I really am different. No one's believing me. Well, you know what? It takes time. It takes time for people to believe you. If you spend 1 month inviting people as a coach, if you start as a coach and you only give it 1 month of inviting people and posting, you're not getting your warm market time to warm up. You want to show them that you're consistent by building credibility, okay? And you do that through your posting. You do that through consistency. You might get crickets on your challenge post, but those same people are going to see your next challenge post, and they're going to see your next challenge post, and you're going to see your next challenge post. And after you've done 5 groups, they're going to be like, wow, she's been doing groups for 5 months. She must be doing something right. And people are going to start coming around, but you have to stick with it. So you have to shine your light to warm up your warm market. You want people to be like, oh, wow, she used to not eat very healthy, but wow, I've been seeing her workout posts for 3 months now, and she must know what she's doing or something. So you got to warm them up. Another one is to be the coach you would want to choose. Do you want a coach that's going to be around for a couple of days and then just you're not going to hear anything from them for a week? Or do you want a coach that's negative? Do you want a coach that complains? No, you want positive. You want someone who's positive. You want someone who is encouraging. You want someone who's helping. So make sure that you're always doing that. And I know that life gets crazy and it's easy to become negative. Just always try to put that positive twist and walk the walk. If you're doing stuff in your life that is making you feel uncomfortable as a coach, maybe you should stop doing that. Like if I'm just going to use this as an example. Maybe you have a glass of wine every single night, and it makes you feel good, but when you try to write someone a message on Facebook or when you try to make a post, it feels weird. It just feels weird. Well, then maybe stop doing that. Those are the kind of things. That's the compound effect. The little things in your life that are wasting your time, that are not pushing you forward, even the tiniest insignificant things, those are the things you need to get rid of and bring in the positive things that are going to push you forward. The next one is be their coach from the minute they tell you their goals and keep building the relationship after the no. Don't just get scared away by no's. Don't just write somebody off because they said no. You want to be their friend, be their coach, and keep building with them. Keep them on your contact list. Keep checking up on them. You can help them by showing them your blank meal planning sheet. You can help them by figuring out how many calories they need every day. You can show them your meal plan. You can be like, hey, I know you're having trouble and you can't afford the challenge group right now, but go ahead and make a list of everything you eat every single day and send that to me every night. That's how you become the coach, and that's why you're going to, if you keep doing that, you're going to end up being the go-to fitness person. That's what you want to become, is the person people think of when they want to get fit. Like, oh, she got awesome results with T25. Maybe I should see what she's doing, things like that. Another one is to be more interested than interesting, and you've probably heard this one before, but when you're talking to people about their goals, keep asking them questions about themselves. If you invite someone to the challenge group and they say no thank you and it's kind of awkward, ask them another question about themselves. Be more interested than interesting. You don't have to constantly be explaining yourself or talking about yourself in private message. Questions are key. And the last one, and I just put this because I thought it was a good analogy with the salt water, but be salt and light. When you put salt on your food, what does it do? It makes it taste better. When you shine light into your room, what does it do? It brightens the room. So you want to be salt and light on your timeline. When you look at your timeline, you want to look and see, am I making the coaching opportunity seem like it tastes good? Am I making my challenge group seem like it would brighten my life, someone's life? Those are the kind of things you want to do. Okay, so one more tip. This one is be a farmer, okay? And I'm sure you've heard about planting seeds with people. Everyone we talk to, everyone we invite to our challenge group, to the coaching opportunity, every post that we do is like planting seeds, okay? So as a farmer, you have to plant seeds, and you have to water them, you have to weed them, you have to tend to them, you have to keep them healthy so that they will bear fruit that you can pick and then harvest, okay? So let me ask you a question. If the whole world were free and all the land in the entire world were free, and you were a farmer and you were just allowed to go get whatever you wanted, how big of a field would you plant? Would you go outside and just make a little garden and plant some seeds and just focus just on those seeds and just tend to that garden? What would happen if something happens to your garden? If a storm comes in, you'll be devastated. So what I'm challenging you to do, and people always ask me, how are you getting so many Success Club points? How did you get 30 Success Club points last month? I planted a huge field last year. I, every day, try to plant as many seeds as I can. So how to plant a big field, and I don't want to get you guys all bogged down with math here, but harnessing the power of 3 is something that I came up with because this is actually what I do. Now, I'm not saying that this is what you have to do to be successful, but this is my bare minimum. This is what I do, okay? And this actually almost made me feel sick to my stomach when I realized the numbers here. So if you add 3 new friends daily and say hi to your contact list, message 3 old friends just to say hi, non-Beachbody. Message 3 of your challengers a day. Message 3 of your coaches a day. Invite 3 people to your challenge group. Invite 3 people to the coaching opportunity, and follow up with 3 people. Okay, now that sounds like a lot. That's 21 messages a day, right? Okay, so 21 messages a day is 21 people. Times 365 days a year, that's 7,665 people that you reached out to, that you touched, that you brightened their day, that you encouraged them, that you offered them an opportunity that could possibly change your life. Now, I don't necessarily believe in working 7 days a week, and you can make your schedule however you want. That's the beauty of this business. So I even added under the bottom here, because I don't usually do as much inviting on the weekends, especially if I have my goal already. 5,460 people, even with the weekend off, that you can influence, that you can help every single year. Now, if you don't think that is making a huge impact on the world, I mean, I don't know what is, because that's a lot of people. And all it takes is 21 messages a day. So harness the power of 3, plant a huge field. But keep in mind that the farmer that plants the tiny little garden outside is not going to have to do as much work. If you plant a huge, huge field, you're going to have to do the work. And it takes work to harvest. It takes work to plant all those seeds. It takes work to prune all the seeds. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort and consistency. So this is what it looks like for me on paper, and I literally follow this every single day. And this is the compound effect. And I know I promised to tell you how you can interweave consistency into your life, and this is how you do it, because I cannot tell you how to interweave it into your life. But this is how I've interweaved it into my life. And by making this business routine, I know that I'm getting it done. So even if I'm feeling depressed that day, even if I have to run up to Erie and run back, I know that when I first wake up in the morning, I spend about an hour on my morning routine before I do anything. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. If my kids wake up and they're done with their breakfast and I have 10, 15 more minutes of work I have to do, the iPad comes out, because there's nothing wrong with a little bit of to help yourself, help be easier on yourself. It's okay to work in front of your kids. It is way better for your kids to see you working than to see you sitting around and not happy. My sons know why I'm working. They know that Daddy works hard, and that's why he leaves the house every day. They understand that Mommy works hard too, and that Mommy's trying to make it so that Daddy can come home. And I guarantee you, when they're in a couple of years, when he's able to coach their T-ball or whatever, and he's home with us, that's what they're going to remember. So I make it happen, is what I'm basically saying. So I work a little bit in the morning, a little bit while they're sleeping, a little bit while they're in their high chairs. Usually I can get finished in that time. And I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but in between, while we're playing, while we're walking, while we're doing whatever, sometimes I do answer a few messages here and there, but that's really time when I can unplug with them. If I want to unplug with my kids whenever I want to, I can do that, and that's what's awesome about being a coach. And then during their nap time routine, that's where my BAT comes out. And I think it was Laura Mendenhall that suggested this, but she said to get a clipboard, which is like the key. You guys got to get a clipboard. I don't understand. Like, it completely changed me. But I got that BAT on the clipboard. I'm not doing my business all day and then at the end of the day trying to remember what I did and arbitrarily writing it into my BAT. I'm actually, like, using that BAT during my power hour. Like, hey, how are you doing today? Check mark, non-Beachbody convo. Hey, this might seem random, but I'm starting a challenge group, and I thought of you, and I wondered if you might be interested in something like that. Have you ever done a group like that before? Bam, challenge group invite. And I literally check it off the whole time. So, and then I have my evening routine too, and I know that it seems like I'm working a lot, but it's worth it to me, because when you think about it, is the work that you're putting into your business worth financial freedom for your family? Is the work that you're doing every single day worth bringing your husband home from work so that he can be home full time with you? Is the work that you're putting in every day worth being able to put a couple $100 each month into your kids' college fund? I mean, whatever it is for you, is the work worth it? To me, it is. So that's why I work really hard at this business. So here's your call to action. And I put a road because you are the one driving your business. You are the one driving your car. Your upline is here to help you. We're here to guide you. We're here to give you the resources that you need, and we'll even steer the car for you. But you have to be the one putting your foot on the pedal. You have to be the one keeping that car clean. You have to be the one driving the car. You have to drive the car. So what I want you to do is write this down. How are you going to give your business a tune-up in the consistency department? What areas are you not being so consistent in that you need to get consistent in? So I want you to write that down. Then I want you to share it with your success partner. If you don't have a success partner, you can just share it with another coach that you relate to. And number 3, then post it in the Dynasty United Coach family. And I really, really encourage you guys to just write down a daily routine for yourself. It's always probably going to change, but write it down and stick to it. Because for me, I would rather not have to think first thing in the morning about what I have to do all day. All I have to do is pull out my clipboard. It has my list. I literally go down the list, and I'm done. So, all right, I hope this call helps you guys. If you guys have any questions, I'd be glad to answer some of them. Do I have previous conversations with each invite, or do I just, having never talked with them, invite them? Actually, okay, so what I do in the morning on my daily routine, I get up and I post on my personal page, I post in my coach training groups, I post motivation in my FitBuzz family. And then my main thing, that this is so important, this is so key, you got to go into your recently added friends and look and see who your new friends were. What friends did you make with the day before? And then what I do is I copy and paste their names into my contact list, and then I go ahead and I request my 3 to 5 new friends. Then later on in the day when I'm doing my inviting, every single one of those new people, I simply say, hey, so-and-so, thanks for the ad. How are you doing today? And so we get a conversation going. A lot of times, sometimes people even say, like, do I know you? And I always say, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself. You look really familiar to me or something. But no, I never just invite someone without having a conversation with them first. I always have at least one non-Beachbody conversation with someone first, but usually more than one. But I will admit, if I have one that one conversation that didn't really go anywhere, I'll just invite them. Any tips on what to say in a message to someone that you friend request, but you only have a few mutual friends with? I literally say the same thing to everyone. Just, hey, thanks for the ad. How are you doing today? The key to this, though, is to have your Facebook timeline and your timeline cover pic and your posts to show who you are and what you're all about. On my timeline cover, it shows that that I'm into faith, family, food, fitness, forgiveness. And when I look at my posts at the end of the day, I like to look through the last 5 or 6 posts and say, what do I know about myself from these posts? That way, when people accept my friend request, they're not like, who's this girl? They're like, she shared a cool tip yesterday that I like. Maybe I want to learn from this person. Or, oh, she looks interesting. She seems more positive than that other girl that was complaining the other day on my newsfeed or something. So the key to talking to new people that you don't know is to make sure that your posting and your timeline cover pics show who you are and what you're all about, and make it salty, make it tasty, make it something that's enticing to people that they would want to see. What does your contact list look like? Okay, I'm not the most organized person with my contact list, but I just have a Google Drive spreadsheet, and I have I started by putting everyone I could think of on there. And then the way my contact list grows is, and when I have any other social media outlets I just push everyone to Facebook. And when I get a new Facebook friend, I just add them to the bottom of the list. And the thing I like about using Google Drive is, as a mom, I don't know about you guys, but I work from my phone a lot. Sometimes my power hour just completely falls. It's like I plan to have 2 hours to work, but it ends up being like only 1 or maybe sometimes a half an hour. So what I can do is I can pull up my contact list right here in my phone, and I can just go back and forth on Facebook to my contact list and invite people. I like to leave my new friends at the bottom of the list until I get through the entire list, and then I click alphabetize and alphabetize them all back in. If I have somebody who was interested in in my challenge group, or if I invited them and they wanted more information, I'll highlight their name in yellow. So then when I am done with my non-Beachbody conversations or my invite, I go back through to the top and I start down and I do my follow-ups that way. I think the reason why I invite so many people and the reason why I do so many contacts every day is because my contact list is getting really, really big, and I'm always like, I need to get through this entire thing in 1 month. And it's starting to get challenging to be able to do that. Yes, you can alphabetize on Google Drive. You just go to the top, and there's like a little upside-down triangle, and you click on that, and it'll say sort A to Z or sort whatever. But, yeah, I love alphabetizing because it just makes it so much easier to find people. See if there were any other questions. Yeah, this is when I request other people. I'm not sure if there were any other questions on here, but if you guys have any more questions, I'd be glad to answer them. It's hard to. All right, well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'll go ahead and close out here. I know Brittany was saying I should close out. I really appreciate all you guys coming out tonight. I'm sorry it ran a little long, but